Namaste to one and all. This right here is the Vivo V25, which bears a resemblance to an iPhone 12 design, but comes at almost half of its cost. An elegant looking phone that also prepares you for the future with 5G connectivity. Is this phone truly worth it? Well, we are here to answer that for you. According to our first impressions, we love how the phone looks. It doesn't try too hard to change the game with its design. It takes an existing design that people like and works along with it. We just have to appreciate that, especially in the current market where we see more and more outlandish phone designs that sometimes just miss the mark. The phone feels firm to handle and doesn't feel like it may slip from the user's hand. The fingerprint sensor does take a slight time to unlock, but it's not a major delay, it is a case of milliseconds. The screen feels smooth due to the 90Hz display, and yikes, can the screen get bright when the brightness is maxed out. So we can say this for sure that the problem of the screen not being visible in the sunlight won't be a problem with the Vivo V25. The phone comes in a really good and solid box, which makes it feel quite premium. Putting aside the phone, it comes along with, well, paperwork, a plastic case which doesn't feel great, but it seems like it'll do the job, a 44-watt fast charger, a Type-C to 3.5mm headphone jack converter, which will be really handy for the wired earphone that comes along with it, a SIM card injector tool, and the aforementioned wired earphone, which we don't quite see these days coming along with the phone. Now let's talk about the build and design of this minimal yet beautiful looking phone. The design of the Vivo V25 is minimal yet elegant, bearing resemblance to a design of an iPhone 12 with some minor tweaks here and there. The lock-unlock button for the phone is situated right below the two volume buttons, which might take time to adjust to. It has a sleek and color-changing glass back with a plastic rim and a flat AMOLED display of 6.44 inch available in two different colors, namely aquamarine blue and diamond black. The one you see in the video with us is the aquamarine blue color. The phone is slim, with just 7.79mm in thickness and 186 grams in weight. With a resolution of 1080-2404 pixels with an aspect ratio of 20:9, along with a maximum refresh rate of 90Hz, it feels smooth when using. Now, to something that might brighten up your day and, well, your night, pun intended. This phone screen has a maximum brightness up to 1300 nits, so as previously stated, there won't be a problem for outdoor visibility, and it will brighten up your day and night, literally. Now, let's check what it's packing or storing in its build. The Vivo V25 is coupled with an 828GB configuration, having the latest UFS 3.1 storage with a hybrid dual SIM with an SD card supporting up to 1TB additional storage. It is well up with the competition, providing Android 12 support with its skin on top of Android with Fun Touch OS, an extended RAM feature which uses 8GB virtual memory to back up its physical memory. Powering the slim form factor is an 4500 mAh lithium polymer battery, which is provided with a 44-watt fast charger out of the box, which charges from 0% to 61% within 30 minutes as claimed by Vivo, which lasts about a day after an intensive uses of camera and gaming sessions. Moving on with its processor, it packs a SoC, system on a chip, with an octa-core processor created by MediaTek, the Dimensity 900, which packs in the Cortex-A78 dual-core clocked at 2.4 GHz and the Cortex-A55 hexa-core clocked at 2 GHz, unleashing its CPU capabilities, while in the GPU segment it has Mali G68MC4 to kill the graphics performance. Moving on to how this phone performs. In the benchmark section, it has the single score of 709 in Geekbench and multi-core of 2109 while using CPU throttling test. It didn't throttle as it has liquid cooling system, and the game boost mode works perfectly to stabilize the performance in gaming, where we tested some mobile gaming titles such as Genshin Impact, Apex Legends, Call of Duty Mobile and PUBG Mobile. This did give us quite a shock as it provided us with decent frame rates, as usually mid-range phones would not necessarily perform this good. It gave about 45 to 50 FPS in average while tuning in game to the highest settings, which is decent for a 6nm fabricated mid-range chipset could give. In the 3D Mark stress test, the temperature was 34 degrees Celsius in idle state, which ramped up to 41 degrees Celsius up to its peak performance. Moving on to the main highlight of the phone in the camera. It packs in a trio of cameras at the back, showcasing its 64 megapixel optically stabilized camera as per the primary camera, paired up with an 8 megapixel super wide angle camera with a 120 degree FOV and a minor macro camera of 2 megapixels. It has support up to 4K 30 fps and 60 fps in 1080p resolution, but the video cannot be taken with the wide angle lens. In the front facing camera, it consists of a 50 megapixel autofocus camera for better selfies and has different camera mode for vlogging and dual view mode as extra features by Vivo in the native camera app. Now, here, you can see some of the photos and videos taken with the Vivo V25's camera along with the custom built filters, which is a pretty neat touch as the filters don't feel repetitive. Also, you have the type of filter that you see most photographers use in their photos, and there is a noticeable dip in quality depending on the zoom, but it's expected. It does take pretty good photos though, whether it's the back cameras or the front selfie camera. We did notice that there is a noticeable change once the photo is processed to the ones we do see on the camera at the time. The photo processing does make the selfies or photos look more sharp, but do vary according to the environment you are in. The phone definitely is setting us up for future with 5G connectivity support. 5G currently being unavailable in Nepal is a bummer, but this phone definitely plans for the future with its 5G antenna support. How long will the proper implementation of 5G take? That's a question to which the answer is still a bit unknown. But when it does arrive, this phone will have you covered. The Vivo V25 is also equipped with an optical in-display fingerprint sensor, gyro sensor, accelerometer. In Wi-Fi, it supports both dual band signals, while in Bluetooth, it has 5.2 capabilities with NFC making it a cherry on the top. Sleek design and enough camera to post clear selfies and create reels and videos with, while providing a decent to good gaming experience as per the price with future-proofing with 5G and well-equipped sensors. In the current state of things, companies are really going all in on the 5G thing. It might not have happened yet, but 5G connectivity does seem to be the way to go in due time. We would suggest you this phone if you want a phone with a really good design but cannot afford an iPhone or a higher end smartphone. Along with the design comes the cameras, which is pretty good. I think we'd mainly mark it down to the photo processing software of the Vivo V25, due to which the photos seem more sharp and better at times than we actually see in front of us. Also providing us the ability to take videos on 4K is pretty amazing, making this phone pretty ideal for someone who wants to take vlogs or live stream with their phone. I would like to thank everyone for providing us with their valuable time, and every one of us here at Delta Digit hope that we have been able to provide you useful information and reviews. We would appreciate if you liked, shared the video, and subscribed to our channel for further updates. Do stay tuned for more future reviews and videos of future products. Thank you to one and all. Stay safe and happy shopping.